Let's go ahead and move on, because I do think Piers Morgan's, maybe it shouldn't be important, but I actually do think his evolution is kind of important and interesting. And so he has now, we played on the show the clip of him saying to Mehdi Hassan, like, listen, you were right. Like, we used to have a disagreement about what was going on in Gaza, and we don't have a disagreement anymore. And you're right that it's been genocidal. And he has gone from really, at best, equivocating and, you know, many, many times really defending Israel and like making the case for Israel, et cetera, to being really wholly on the other side. And this showed up in this debate that he hosted between Norm Finkelstein and Israeli historian Benny Morris. There were some really interesting clips here, so we'll play a couple of them. Let's go ahead and take a look at this first one.
Fully 1/2 of Israeli Jews believe that Israel should conduct a genocide in Gaza. That's what the poll result showed. 82%.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
I know, Benny, everybody's lying.
There's
but
never been a poll about supporting genocide.
This
is nonsense. You're purveying lies.
Okay. Okay, Benny.
Is that poll, Norman? What is that poll? What is that poll, Norman? It seems a very important poll. What is that poll you're referring to?
It was a university, if my memory is correct, it was a University of Pennsylvania poll. It was reported everywhere. Benny Morris knows about the poll. He's fully informed of the poll, but he's doing his job as an official Israeli propagandist.
No, I have no job. I don't like this government.
Benny,
I'm not their spokesman.
You've reduced yourself. Mr. Benny, you've reduced yourself to the level of a Holocaust denier. It's a real shame that you have sunk so low, but allow me to continue. The poll showed that 82% of Israeli Jews, 82% support a forced expulsion from Gaza.
That's not the same as genocide.
Population.
That may be true. That may be true, but that's not genocide.
And
that's not
50%,
genocide.
One of the leaders of the opposition in Israel described Israeli soldiers as killing children as a hobby in Gaza. Now, yes, he took it back. He took it back after he came under ferocious attack. But he himself acknowledged, when I debated Mr. Morris about a year ago, and I said that Israel targets children, he laughed.
And I've got one more of Norm really taking Benny Morris, the woodshed here. And Benny, by the way, is an interesting figure because he actually did some really important, historical work about the horrors of the Nakba, which was some of the first time that this was really acknowledged and dealt with in anything approaching an honest way within Israeli society. But he still is a, defender and covers for the government. In any case, let's take a listen to this next clip.
UNICEF is lying. The whole world, which says there's a massive starvation verging on famine in Gaza. It's all made up.
Well, one thing, listen, you don't have to be an expert.
You don't have to be,
Norman, you don't have to be an expert to know if you stop food going in sufficient quantities to a population that's already been at war since October 2023, and many of them are young kids. They're going to start starving to death. And they will. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you both for a spirited debate.
If the food doesn't arrive.
Yeah, well, the food hasn't been arriving because there's been a blockade. We're going to leave it there.
No,
Thank
it started again now arriving.
Well, that's very generous of Israel, isn't it? After 3 months of starving people.
It's not a matter of generosity. There's also international pressure.
Yeah,
3 months of starving 1 million children.
Got to leave it there.
3 months of starving 1 million children.
What do you make of those exchanges, Ryan?
And so the poll question that he's referring to, he was close. It's Penn State University, not University of Pennsylvania. It was something 82% of Jewish Israelis supported the expulsion of all Palestinians from Gaza. But the one he's referring to, the genocidal one, the question is, do you support the claim that the Israeli army, in conquering an enemy city, should act in a manner similar to the way the Israelites did when they conquered Jericho under the leadership of Joshua, i.e. to kill all its inhabitants, unquote. So that's the quote. All of its inhabitants. That's the question, and 47% answered yes.
I
So,
believe there was
okay, less than a majority, but that's a plurality. There's some that are going to be like, not sure.
Pretty disturbing. Yeah. And there was, another one that is very unsettling. I think it was 57%, if my memory serves, that said the Palestinians who live in Israel, they call Israeli Arabs, should be deported and ethnically cleansed as well. So, which one of the big Israeli talking points said, oh, look at these, look at these Arabs. We allow them all their rights. And meanwhile, you have majority of the population who's like, get these freaking people out of here.
Yeah. And then he also went back and forth with the was an Israeli ambassador in the UK.
Yeah, this is incredible.
Yeah, let's roll this one.
You have 2 doctors in Gaza who have 10 children, and 9 of them are killed in a bombardment by your forces. That doesn't make people feel, oh, this is all going great. It makes people think that you're waging a systematic destruction, not just of property and of land, but also of children. And that's what's happening. The percentage of children that you're killing compared to the percentage of you're killing of Hamas terrorists, what is it? Do you know? Do you know how many children you've killed? Hang on. Answer me that one question. Do you know how many Hamas terrorists you've killed and how many children you've killed? Do you know there's 2 numbers?
I know the numbers that came from the IDF. I know the numbers that came from a very, very established
Give me the 2 numbers.
Wait a second. We killed 30,000. We killed 30,000 terrorists in phase 1 of the war. Since the war is back, I don't have the numbers. But let me tell you one thing. We
how many children have you killed?
We never target civilians. So this question is irrelevant.
How many children have you killed?
Piers, Israel is not killing children. Israel is not killing children. Hamas is using them as human shields.
Israel is killing children every single day.
Piers, this is a blood label you're putting on Israel. You know it's not true.
No, it's not actually. And what you're trying to do is be very weaselly with your words.
No, I'm not.
The truth is, you are killing a lot of children. You would argue you're doing.
You know why it's caused?
Hang on, let me finish.
Because Hamas is using them as human shields, and you know that.
Let me finish my question to you. You are killing a lot of children on a daily basis. That is indisputable.
So incredible moment there too, because she sort of instantly contradicts herself. She's like, we're not killing children. Hamas is using them as human shields, indicating we're killing children.
Right.
She tries to use the blood libel thing against Piers, and he's just absolutely not having it. And the reason why I said that I actually think it matters that Piers has evolved to this position is simply because he's good at what he does. Yeah. He's got a big audience.
The audience on YouTube is
huge.
Millions.
Massive. Yeah. And, I want to say kudos to Mehdi and Cenk and Norm and others who've been in the trenches trying to make this case on that show for months. And
you were on there a couple times, right?
I could only take so much. Yeah, I was on there a couple times. I could only take so much. But in any case, kudos to them because at the end of the day, he is very effective when he goes in a certain direction. He is all in on this direction now. He has that, and I mean this in a complimentary sense, he has that tabloid sensibility of how to go for the jugular in a way that, a lot of lefties like us don't necessarily have. Right. And, I think it is, and I also think he's because he has that tabloid sensibility, it really is a kind of like a finger on the pulse sort of a situation where, I don't know what is in Piers Morgan's heart and how genuine he is, and whether this is just ass covering. Obviously, the evolution comes vastly too late. That goes without saying. But the fact that he's come to this pretty locked in, ready to fight on behalf of, Palestinian humanity position, I think is noteworthy, and I think I actually do think that it matters in terms of the court of public opinion. And I also think, Ryan, this was something you said, that anyone, because to Piers' credit, he has always had people who were critics on, who were saying this is a genocide from the beginning. He's always hosted those people. And if you have to engage with the facts and the reality and the things that are being said from Israeli politicians and what's actually happening on the ground, if you have to engage with that at all,
right,
and you have either a shred of integrity or even self-preservation in terms of how you want to look when this thing is all over, you can't help but be in this position at this point.
Yeah, Mehdi got through.
He got through. Yeah, God bless him. God bless him.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.